Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Can you please rise for a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance. Silence. Can you be seated? We're starting off today with the Board of Elections meeting. Okay, Nathan.
At this time, Chairman Chickatano wishes to announce that this election board meeting was duly advertised in a local newspaper. And at this time, we'll ask for public input on agenda items. Okay, hearing none, a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes of the December 6, 2023 election board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
The question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And at this time, we'll entertain any old business. Hearing none, we can bring up any new business.
Lindsay, you have anything to say?
Right, so as you guys are probably familiar with, we had the special election last Tuesday to replace Senator Gordner in the General Assembly in the 27th District. We had a successful election, no problems. I just wanted to say specifically thank you to all the county helpers to help us during the election, on the election day. We're going to be certifying our results this week as we clean up. And looking forward, the petitions are now available in the office for anyone who is interested in running for the primary.
Yep. Thank you, Lindsay.
No, thank you.
So now the important dates, Nathan, you can handle that.
So the important dates, on February 14, 2023 is the first date to obtain signatures for candidates' nomination petitions. February 21st is a legal deadline to publish the primary election proclamation. So to reemphasize, February 14th to March 7th is the date for circulating nomination petitions. May 1st is the last day to register to vote before the primary, and May 9th, 2023 is the last day to apply for mail-in absentee ballots before the primary. The municipal primary will be held on May 16, 2023. Polls are open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And with those deadlines, we will ask for any other public input for the election agenda.
One. Okay, then the Board of Election meeting is adjourned, and we will begin our regular scheduled monthly meeting.
Okay, at this time, we'll ask for citizens' input on agenda items only. Hearing none, a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the Commissioners' public meeting minutes of Tuesday, January 4th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 1 in the amount of $778,103.67, and payroll number 2 in the amount of $751,024.95.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Hold it. Who did that? As my grandson would say, that was King Kong. He did it. I don't know why that went on. That's the generating.
Emergency lighting.
Yeah.
Ron, are you doing tests or something on the building? Thank you. It's always good to have head of security here to answer these questions. Thank
Sounds
you,
like it's
Ron.
run by a film projector.
Okay, motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $5,370,887.30 from December 31st, 2022 to February 3rd, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under announcements, a work session will be held on Tuesday, February 21st, 2023, beginning at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next regular public meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 7th, 2023 at 1 p.m. at the Administration Center located at 399 Stadium Drive, Sunbury, PA. The Northumberland County Courthouse, Administration Center, and related county facilities will be closed on Monday, February 20th, 2023 in observance of the President's Day holiday. And the next prison board meeting will be held on Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Under correspondence, we have some fiscal year 2022 reports as submitted by the county engineer. These include the Act 89 Tax Fund Report, the Act 44 Tax Fund Report, and the County Liquid Fuels Tax Fund Report. A motion is needed for the Commissioners to sign the state tax equalization voucher for transfers of real estate for the months of December 2022 and January 2023 as submitted by the Assessment Office.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transfers as item number 1 through 29.
So moved.
Second.
Question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the following reports, which include the coal royalty reports as submitted by the county engineer, Tax Claim Bureau reports, and the monthly fiscal status reports for the month of December 22 as submitted by the Weatherization Department.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to ratify the authorization to execute the contract agreement with More Renovations LLC, Schmoken, as general contractor on behalf of Northumberland County Weatherization Department for the year 2023.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to revise the FFY 2018 CDBG contract on behalf of Mount Carmel Borough by moving $1,597.69 from the demolition 2018 activity into the elevator rehabilitation activity.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to ratify the authorization to execute the contract agreement with 3B Consultant Services, Inc., Catawissa for cleaning services at the Human Services Complex for the year 2023.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to request an easement for a sewer line across Schmoken Housing Authority property for the benefit of Northumberland County AOAA and its subtenants.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, Frank, I have a question on this. This land is up at the AOA?
Sorry?
Where this land that we're giving this easement to is to run the sewer line for the campground, or what is that?
Okay.
I think I talked about it at the AOA, but I just want to make sure.
This is actually an easement not on county land, but on housing authority land.
Okay,
It's going to be, it's a request for an easement across the housing authority property that lies between the AOAA and its campground and Bear Valley Avenue. It would
Okay.
run parallel with PPL lines. The housing authority property is co-owned with HUD, so you have to have an easement request, and then it goes in and HUD has to consider it.
so is this is for the benefit of the AOA and the campground?
Correct.
Right, okay, okay. Anybody else on the question? All in favor state aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the adjustment of the county's mileage reimbursement rate from the July 2022 rate of 62.5 cents per mile to the 2023 rate of 65.5 cents per mile per the IRS standard rate reimbursement for use of personal vehicles while on approved official county business.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, I just thought gas prices were coming down. I guess they're not.
According to the
Okay.
IRS.
Anybody else? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to ratify the authorization for the Northumberland County Commissioners to elect to allocate $1,125 of American Rescue Plan Act Fund to the Northumberland County Jail to purchase COVID testing kits.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to ratify the authorization for the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the municipal waste disposal service contract with Clinton County Solid Waste Authority, CCSWA.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Wait, Nathan. I want to go back to 17 quick, just so everybody understands, so we don't get anything in the paper. The $1,125 of the Rescue Plan Act, the COVID Act, for buying testing kits is an eligible expense that you can use the money for. It's not something we're using to balance the budget. Okay, this is what you can use that money for. Go ahead.
Motion is needed to ratify the authorization for the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the inmate housing agreement with Center County for the year 2023 at a daily rate of $75 per inmate.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, I just want to make sure, it's a waste of, okay, this is a different one I have a question on. Okay, anybody else on the question? All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to ratify the authorization for the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the inmate housing agreement with Lycoming County for the year 2023 at a daily rate of $80 per inmate.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, these are the ones I have questions for Frank, this one and 20. We're doing the same with those places, reciprocal amounts, right?
Literally, I took them and just switched
Okay.
names of the counties, and that was it.
We're just making sure that we're charging them the same amount they're charging us. We don't want them to charge us more. So that's where we're at. Okay, thanks, Frank. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion's carried.
A motion is needed to ratify the authorization for the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the Food Service Agreement Amendment Number 5 with Summit Foods on behalf of the Northumberland County Prison.
So moved.
Second.
On the question,
I guess we,
skipped one. We'll go back to it. Right, Mary?
no,
We
we
did
didn't skip
20.
it. My question was, we were reviewing that. That was the 12%, and that was based on the number of inmates. Are you okay with that? Because you wanted to follow that up with the warden with that. Did you do that?
I think
or-
we did, and basically what happens with that is the more inmates we have, the cheaper the meals are.
Right.
And we're down to a low number right now. We're down in around the 140 number. So we are
Okay
actually
with it?
paying
Okay.
more. I think I did talk to them up there when I was stopped up last week, and basically, because of the increase in everything, fooding and everything, that's something, that percentage was the amount they came up with. I thought it was fair to the point that they're right, the cost of food, as everyone here knows, has gone up. Our question would be,
I think this was like by 12%.
yeah, our question would be, I think this is a one-year thing anyway, so we could look at it once hopefully inflation goes down and we get more inmates in, and what kind of costs we would have. All right? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Did we do this one?
Yeah.
We did that, 20.
Motion needed to,
Um,
so a motion's needed to table number 22.
Moved.
Second.
On the question, we're tabling this because we just, this morning, got more information on this, and we want to make sure we know exactly what's entailed if we pass this. So we are going to make a motion here. We have a second to table it, and we'll talk it over with this company and see exactly what we have to do before we finalize it. Okay? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshops, seminars, as in accordance with the county's personnel manual travel reimbursement policy.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to adopt budget amendments as listed below.
Moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Solicitors report, Mr. Garrigan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion to adopt Resolution R-423. The Board of Commissioners of the County of Northumberland do hereby designate Planning Coordinator Justin Scavery as the signatory on grant request with the Department of Community and Economic Development as a ratification.
Moved.
Second.
The question, all in favor, state aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-0523, Commissioners 2023 tax rates, general millage, and debt service millage. This is a ratification.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, state aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-06-23. The Board of Commissioners of the County of Northumberland do hereby approve and adopt the revised Municipal Solid Waste Management Plan pursuant to the requirements of Section 501 of the Pennsylvania Municipal Waste Planning, Recycling, and Waste Reduction Act of 1988, Act 101.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-07-23. The Board of Commissioners of the County of Northumberland, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania do hereby designate the Planning Coordinator Justin Scavery as the signatory on the Multimodal Transportation Fund Grant Agreement.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-08-23, resolution to authorize the Commissioners to execute an application to the PennDOT for an encumbrance of liquid fuel tax funds for the rehabilitation of Northumberland County. I'm guessing that's Bridge number 73.
Joe would know that. Joe is at Bridge 73.
Yeah, I would say it is.
I don't think we have any road number 73. So do we have the only road we have is up in,
I know we have a lot of bridges, and I'm sure we have more than 73, so I'm pretty sure that's a bridge. We have
73 probably needs fixing, so.
Probably. Probably.
So moved.
We have a lot of bridges.
You second?
Second, yep.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R09-23, agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, numbers 1 through 7. The above agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees, nor does their organizational contract list county employees as principals in their corporation or on their board of directors, with the exception of contract with CSO, whereas Controller Grayson and District Attorney Matalevich are members of the CSO board.
So moved.
Second?
Question, all in favor, state aye. Aye. Motion carries.
At this time, we will ask for any old business. Okay, hearing none, we move on to new business, and is Rose Williams with us? So at this time, Rose, the floor is yours to discuss the Getting Ahead Foundation.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
and thank you for this opportunity to talk about getting ahead in the Valley. And I'll start out with, what are we? What are we? We are a multi-phased, 42-week self-sufficiency program for low-income individuals. And these are individuals who have self-selected, that are ready to do the hard work to build resources for a more stable life. And our focus is on resources. So one resource is money. We all know that. You know, if you're poor, you think, well, you need money. Well, you need a whole lot more than that. So we look at resources, and we do that in our first 19 weeks. So that's phase one. 19 weeks, we go through a workbook together. We do a lot of self-assessment and self-reflection and see, how did we get to this place? How can I get out? Which resources am I low in? Maybe it's emotional stability. Maybe I'm low in emotional stability, and when my supervisor, my boss says, Rose, sweep that corner again, you didn't clean it enough. If I have emotional stability, I will clean that again to keep that job. But if I don't, I may throw that broom down and say something nasty, and I'm out the door. Get a new job next week. So that's just one resource out of 11 that we look at. So after the first 19 weeks, we have a graduation. And for some of our people, that is the first graduation they have ever had. And they're very proud of that accomplishment. Then, throughout the years, we've done this for 5 years. Throughout the first 5 years, they kept saying, we want more. What more do you have for us after the 19 weeks? So then we started offering financial literacy classes. And we partner with a local credit union who does that for us. And it's much more than sitting down in that class. They are a true partner. I just had someone who moved here out of state a couple years ago, had really no credit. And so he was able to get a low-cost credit card with them, paid that off, raised his credit score to 475. 2 days ago, he was able to buy a car. He's been without a car for 4 years. So they're a great partner. They know that if these people made the investment going through financial literacy, they're going to take a risk. They're going to take a chance on these folks. So after that, we offer Penn State's Nutrition Links. So our folks can learn how to stretch their food stamp dollars, have more nutritious meals. We cook together. We provide the ingredients for the recipes so they can take them home and replicate them in their own kitchens. And they still wanted more. At this point, they have become competent learners, maybe for the first time in their life, and they want to learn more. So now we offer Staying Ahead workshops for all graduates throughout the past. And some of those are community speakers that come in and talk about some of those resources. We're going to take a deep dive into resources. We have a local mechanic who comes in and talks to us, how do you keep your old car safe and running well? We have someone coming in from behavioral health to talk about anxiety. how my anxiety looks different than yours. How is that a barrier to success? And we just have a whole gamut of topics and speakers from the community who are coming in to really help us build those resources. So here's why. Well, why are we doing this? My background is Head Start. Head Start programming for 33 years, and about year 20, I'm seeing families come back through. Generations are coming back through. I realize that Head Start is not the complete answer. We need more. And so I found Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World curriculum. And really what resonates with me is how they define poverty. So poverty is defined by a lack of resources. Money's only one, remember that. And getting ahead resources are very different than getting by resources. So if I go to that food bank every week to get my food, I'm getting by. I will be there next week, I'll be there next year. But if I come to Nutrition Links and learn how to stretch my food stamp dollars and eat better and cook better, I may not need that food bank, or I may need it less. So we have getting by resources, which are critical, but let's look more at some getting ahead resources for our folks. And in this county, we just started our second group here in Sunbury last night. They have a waiting list already for people that want to come. We have a short waiting list of Spanish-speaking people in this community that want getting ahead in their language, which we can do. There's also two sister curriculums to this. One is called Getting Ahead in the Workplace. So that's for low entry folks who really may not have a lot of work ethics or job skills to help them keep those jobs. And the other one we have is Getting Ahead While Getting Out. And that is a re-entry program so that you can start to build resources before you get back to the community. There's another big reason why. I know that in Milton, and that's where we started in Milton, we have 1 in 7 individuals living in poverty. Sunbury, we have 1 in 5, and next month we start a group in Shamokin where 1 in 3 folks live in poverty. The state average is 1 in 9. I think together as a community we can do better. And if we do better for these folks that are low income, we'll all have a better life. Our communities will be more vibrant, there'll be less crime, our education outcomes will be better. And so I'm willing to entertain any questions at this point, but I hope that you can support us somehow, because that's what it's all about. It's all about partnerships. And I'll just end with one testimonial of a lady who lives here in Scott Tower. She came to our program 2 years ago. She had had a stroke. She was 73, using a walker. She had incontinence problems. Her hair was undone and unkept. She didn't speak in class for the first 3 weeks. Her head was always down. And we partnered with Shape of Justice, so we were able to get her Depends, so she was dry. We partnered with Community Aid for care cards. We got her some nice clothes. She was being evicted from Pottsgrove, and CSO helped her to find housing here in Sunbury at Scott Tower, and then she didn't have any furniture. We partnered with Dig Furniture Bank, who helped her with that, and then she was really feeling good. She was really cooperating and discussing things in class. She felt good about herself. She had a lot of experience, 73, a lot of experience. Then one day she comes to me and she says, "There's just one more thing I think I need." And I said, "Well, Edith, what would that be?" "I would like a job." She said, "I want to go to work." And so, of course, we partnered with the United Way, and they had an opening there for a receptionist, and she became the receptionist at the United Way. That's how someone, even at 73, can get ahead. And she will tell you today, this is the best time of her life. She's living the best life. Any questions?
How can people make referrals to your program? Is it anyone that can do so, or is it organizational?
Anybody can.
referrals?
We have a website, gettingaheadfoundation.org. All the information is on there. Applications are on there. Contact information. But yeah, so we're recruiting for Shamokin right now.
Welcome you to stay after and maybe talk to some of our human service directors back here. They might have some
Okay.
more specific questions for you. Thank you very much
Thank
for what you
you.
do.
I also just want to say, I think that's why people come back, especially older people, come back and live in our communities, because we have people who care, like yourself and your organization, and they do things to help people. We don't, like when you see the big cities, they just have these people wherever, nobody cares, except the government. They want them to support them. We have people in our communities, like yourself, and Shamokin has some, they need a lot of help, that want to help people, and I applaud you for that, and if there's anything we can do, keep in touch, okay?
Any other new business?
Yeah, I have some business. So I would first like to mention Katrina's here for her last meeting. And Katrina, who is in charge of our children and youth, is leaving for, she says, I don't want to say a better job, because I don't think she's going for a better job. But we just want to thank her for her years of service here. She did a great job. Each commissioner might want to say something, but Katrina, will miss you, okay? Guys, do you want anything to say to Katrina? Or
I just want to say thank you for everything you have done, for all the folks that you've trained, and all the children that you made a difference in their lives, and we're really, really going to miss you. Really going to miss you.
I'm not approving your form. I'm not signing it. I will not sign that. So I know I'm trying to get one of the other two not to sign it, so.
Indentured
Stuck.
servitude.
But no.
You did a lot of great things setting up some of those children facilities you set up, but I just let you know I had Nathan right now block you from my phone, so you won't be able to call me. Okay, I'd also like to mention that we have Olivia here, who has taken over our area aging and working with Mike, and took over for Katrina. We look forward to working. Yeah, I took over for Karen, but I said is working with Mike. Their area aging.
Yeah.
Olivia is taking over area aging for Katrina, or for Karen, who works with Mike. These are mixing me up.
They're aging.
So Karen left a few weeks ago, correct? So I just want to mention that Olivia's here. We look forward to working with her. That is my department, Olivia, so I won't block you from my phone.
We're in the process of interviewing candidates for Katrina's job.
Okay, and the last one, we want to introduce our new HR person, Jennifer Long here. She's starting and working with Joe Piccarelli. She has a lot to learn there. I don't know if she'll be able to learn it in one day, or we might have to keep Joe longer than that. But we want to also welcome Jennifer. Anyone else we want to introduce? No? Did what? Joe is retiring March 25th. Yes, he put it in. And Jennifer is taking over, and she's working with him now. Okay? We can announce that, right, Jennifer? Okay. Thank you. Better check with my HR person.
Too late.
All right, then the meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.